I thought I'd take some time tonight to actually talk to you guys about what I learned in school about 2 years ago. It's basics of theology and philosophy. So here it is, the book I read. Um, Theology is basically like, I don't know, the study of wisdom. That's what philosophy is. So basically, when I was studying Socrates in college, that I understood a little bit that Socrates did time in jail, which is kind of interesting. Because the theory of the class is that you understand life, you understand wisdom, but more so that the function of philosophy in a Catholic school is that things are in the know or whatever. But I understand that Socrates did time. Most of the time when philosophers get along in Greece, that it's basically like when a friend turns on you, kind of like in Romeo and Juliet. When somebody turns on you, you try to get the person arrested. But anyway, it's kind of interesting because it's a class required for nursing. So I was basically like, I kind of understand like the basics of if you have a problem with authority or whatever, or kind of like if you have problems with the law. But basically, the theories of Socrates when he did time in jail, I don't know. The school kind of functions in a way that the class is just basically like what you learn is what you do because philosophy is a great thing to understand about life. When I read dry a little bit when I didn't understand class, was basically like I consulted Gandhi or like Buddha or whatever. But it's a pretty interesting class. I took it at a university in Ohio that's private and Catholic, and I kind of wish I had more time there, but I don't know. The basics of do you get your homie sent to jail or whatever is kind of interesting, but other things like I can remember Socrates, but the basics of how to keep your life private and when you're in college, how to remain like stable like a student. Like in high school, I knew a lot. Like the school was predominantly Hispanic, and a lot of my friends are Spanish, and they always ran into problems with the law. So I don't know. One of my friends, she's from Cuba. She's always telling me, if you get in trouble as an adult and you understand philosophy, to understand that sometimes there has to be somebody that would basically get you in trouble, and not just be like you have to do something to get in trouble. But another friend of mine who's Puerto Rican, he studies the basics of philosophy. He was a college student, and I was a college student, and he was like, you have to understand if somebody doesn't rat on you, you won't get in trouble. And like I met one of his friends. I think she's Puerto Rican and Italian as well. But she was like, yeah, you have to understand that people get in trouble with the law all the time. But I don't know. I thought I'd update you two because a lot goes on in Hollywood. My boyfriend, he acts in Hollywood. Don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. But basically, like young Hollywood gets into tons of trouble, and I was studying like even I myself got in trouble, but theories of somebody getting you in trouble and you not doing anything wrong, or in cases where you are doing something wrong and somebody tells on you or whatever. But the basics of the class I took in college were just like philosophy is a way to function. But it was a required class when I was studying nursing. I think it was 2014 or 2013. And he opens up the class, professor. He was like, oh, he's running for Congress, by the way. He opens up the class with Socrates getting in trouble with the law. And the class is in Greek. The teacher, the doctor, the professor, whatever, he speaks Greek, and it was really confusing. But I thought I'd share with you this book. Go check it out, read it. It's a textbook. But the basics of like the law, getting along with your friends, like I kind of find it kind of weird. It's not how I function. Like I lived in Central Ohio, I lived in Cleveland, lived in San Diego, and it's always basically like a mellow lifestyle, I guess. So it's just kind of introducing you to St. Thomas Aquinas and yours truly. But if you run into problems with the law or whatever, or if you're basically like studying young Hollywood, I don't know, problems with crime, problems with the law, I don't know who I agree with is with my friend from Cuba who assumes that somebody would just like get you in trouble or get in trouble with you versus my friend from Puerto Rico who strongly suggests that somebody would have to tell on you to get in trouble. I'm not really sure. I've been in trouble before, and the basics of theology and philosophy. I guess I just want to talk to you guys about Socrates. So, if any of you read this book or took this class, let me know. See ya.